Today we are incredibly blessed to be joined by the wonderful Karen James. Now she's an author, she's a public speaker, she's turned $9 million businesses into $100 million businesses, she's a humanitarian, she's done amazing work here and overseas. But what is at the heart of what you do? What's your ethos? What's your purpose?
You know, I always wanted my daughters' lives to be better than my childhood, you know, and just that generational improvement. And so that was always like my foundation at the start. And I chose to be an engineer primarily so I could look after my mom as she got older financially. And then it kind of grew from that. And I think it's important that we're all contributing to building a better world. And that became very apparent to me on my ability to make things better for customers as I served them. And then it's just been kind of growing. And, you know, the stronger you get, the more you can give back. And so it's really come out of that. And, you know, I guess the foundation I have with my Christianity has given me the values that I need to be able to ensure that I'm actually doing that and balancing, you know, being a mother, being at work, earning a living, and making sure they're all finely tuned. And I do hesitate to use the word balance because I think it's all about the blend of all of that mixed together where one's not too heavily weighted and not compromising the other.
It's the blend that I find really challenging because I do run my own business, but I've got really young kids. And I'm like, hang on, one day I'm going to be accountable to those kids. I need to be there for them. You know, I'm a mum first and foremost, but I'm trying to find that balance or that blend. And how did you do it?
Yeah, I think part of it was about immersing everybody in everything else. Like I never had these distinct lives. There wasn't the mother life and the work life. My daughters were very heavily involved in everything I've always done.
So how do you immerse your children into what you do? Because we've all got children.
Yes.
Mary Ellen, but she will one day. So how do you immerse your children into what you do?
Yeah. You literally immerse them. It is literal. So if you're doing volunteer work, they're physically there. I mean, I've been a single mom for a long time, so it was almost like I had to immerse them, and now I know that that's actually a really good thing to do. So if you're doing volunteer work or you're doing work with women, you bring them along the journey. Or if you're working late, maybe you pick them up and bring them into the city and they're at work with you. And if, you know, I ran a managed services business for quite a while, which means you take calls after hours. And so I trained the girls, you know, this was before Bluetooth, to pick up the phone and go, hello, Karen James's phone. And, you know, they learned a grown-up voice at a very young age. And so they understood the work I was doing, and work understood the requirements I had at a family level. So
that's really great that your work understood that, because not all women have that.
We have a lot of young mums or just viewers in general who are trying to set up a small business. Now, you're a very well-acclaimed businesswoman. What would be a word of advice to people who are trying to balance, I don't know what the right word is, you know, family?
Blend them.
Blend
them. I think the first thing is to be your own woman, and that means not looking at all of the superpowers that be and trying to be something that is an image or a story, and to write your own story and not to be judged or criticized. And, you know, when my girls were young, I think I was the only single mom in kindy, and I faced a lot of not niceness, and I just, you know, I just ignored it. And my mom was my rock. And so just to not let other people judge you, and to just know in your heart that what you're doing is right for your own family. Yeah.
You've written a book about finding your purpose, and you talk to businesses about that topic as well.
Yes.
What do you say to people in regards to finding their purpose? Because that can be a real challenge.
Yes, it is. And it can also, I think, overwhelm people. You know, you go, I don't know my purpose, and you get all... And I think some people are very blessed to find it straight away. I just saw Dr. Jane Goodall at Business Chicks breakfast, brought my daughters, amazing, right? And, you know, she started out as a little girl who liked worms, who hid in the, you know, the hens, I don't know, box, watching eggs being laid, and her parents lost her and worried, and then studied to be a secretary so she could fund a trip to Africa. And then her work as a conservationist and an activist and, you know, an advocate of of animals came from all of that. So her purpose came from her passion of animals. So I think understanding what you like and don't like is very important. And also trusting in, dare I say, the journey. You know, I think if, you know, I probably always knew from a very young age that I was a woman's woman and I loved helping women. And then I just kind of always was representing women wherever I was working. And so things I did for and with women came out of that passion. So a lot of, I think, your purpose can come from passion. But then also, you know, having that kind of foundational commitment to make a difference in the world more than you. I think if you don't have that in your heart, then your purpose is going to be a bit skewed to yourself, skewed to money. And I think purpose is about attaching meaning to it, you know, and I think the things we're witnessing in the world now are wrong purposes. They're purposes that aren't founded with good meaning to better the world. So I think, you know, having that in your heart, following your passion, and then, you know, seeing where it leads you, I think you'll find it.
What is your number one tip for wanting to start a new business, women wanting to start a new business? Because I know you face, as a woman, a lot of barriers, I'm sure, in that space.
I think that not feeling bad about asking for help.
Okay, wow.
I think asking for help is so important, and having a strong group, whether male or female, that are your people that are going to give you the hard, honest truth, and being able to really take advice, you know, and say, okay, I hear that, you know, and right now I'm getting ready to launch a podcast, which I thought was going to be really easy, you know, just speak into a mic. And, you know, I just had someone who is working with me give me feedback. She's like, KJ, you got to stop going down on that. And being able to go, okay. And I just said, do you want me to re-record? You know, and just being able to take advice is really important.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. You've been an absolute inspiration. I'm sure everyone at home has been, learnt a lot from what you've had to say. If you'd like to check out more about Karen's work, you can visit her website, karentjames.com. Is that correct?
Correct. I'm about to upgrade it.
Oh, are you? Fantastic.
Yes.
And you've got a book as well. It's called On Purpose.
On Purpose.
That's available at Dimmicks, is that right?
Dimmicks and Wiley and Amazon and Audible.
Audible.
Listen to.
Fantastic.
You know, a lot of hours of this.